It's the Feed the Kitty Kitty Cast. This is episode blah, 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 blah.
This is episode number 125. I'm in Woodland Hills, California. Jackson, Costa Mesa. Jimmy, where are you? Somewhere in Los Angeles?
I'm in Reseda, California, yeah.
All right, we're not far from each other.
No,
right
not at all.
Is there a freeway running through your front yard?
Well, there's multiple freeways, but it's all good, though.
It's an interchange, yeah, okay.
Right.
Well,
This means I get my Uber Eats faster, that's all.
Well, for our viewers and listeners, we got Jimmy D'Anda on our podcast. He's the drummer, the original drummer of the BulletBoys.
Oh, my goodness.
Recently, you guys put the full band, the original members back together, and I went to the Whiskey A Go-Go and watched you guys, and I had the best time, man.
You know, I'll tell you what's funny is that, look, when we did these songs and we did the records back in the 80s when it was just titties and it was just a good time for music and fun, who would have thunk that 30 some odd years or 30 years later, those same titties would be out the shows having a good time? It's just amazing. It's such a blessing.
Oh, man. Well, I've been watching you on MTV in the late 80s. That genre of music was my favorite growing up. And today, it's still my favorite.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, go ahead.
No. Well, I was going to say, it was the last time that really where people just said, let's go have a good time for the sake of having a good time.
Yes.
But I'm just so blessed that I was a part of it. I got to experience a few years of it and then things changed. But nevertheless, it holds a lot of great memories. And thank you for sharing that with me, because I've known you for a minute now.
Well, back in 2005, Jack was off on the road. He was the personal assistant for Jonathan Davis of Korn. I was looking for some other bands to play with, and I found a guy named Olin Monty.
That's right.
We were going through drummers. We went through about 5 of them, and I showed up to rehearsal one day, and he said, Jimmy D'Anda from the BulletBoys. And I was like, no way, dude. No way. This is amazing. And I really, really enjoyed playing with you. We did about a handful of shows, and I know Jack's already heard this story a couple times. Right. But we played about a handful of shows, and the one that really stuck out to me was a gig at the Hard Rock. And in fact,
that's right.
There's a clip of it on YouTube that we're gonna show right now.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
But after the gig, we finished up and we were saying goodbye to each other. And you said, dude, you're a great rock star. And then you looked down at my feet and you go, but you need a pair of cowboy boots. And Jimmy, about 2 months later, I went on a cruise with my ex-girlfriend. We ended up in Ensenada, California. And this was back in my drinking days. And the next day, these cowboy boots were on the cruise with us. And I said, how did these get here? And she goes, you don't even remember. She goes, we stopped at some store. We were bar hopping. And you kept saying, Jimmy said, I need cowboy boots. Jimmy, I'm still wearing those boots today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Dude, I'm telling you.
It changed my life.
But I'll tell you right now, back in the BulletBoys days, that's what I really felt like I kind of came into my own, is when I first bought my real pair I had some cowboy boots, some regular old schools, and I got some suede ones. And the suede ones I still have to this day. And when I put those guys on, I feel like, okay, this is
it's a different feeling. It's a different
really is.
Feeling.
It really is, man.
I made Jack buy a pair when we were in Scottsdale on the road one time.
I'm still no rock star, though.
Yes, you are. Stop it. Stop that.
Jimmy, tell me about when you first joined the BulletBoys. Were you 18 years old? I think you grew up in Los Angeles. And tell me the story how you joined them at such a young age.
Well, here's what's funny. So I grew up, I'm from Boyle Heights, Los Angeles, which is East LA, a little exit of East LA. But we moved to a town called Montebello, and lo and behold, there was a singer, songwriter, guitarist that was really well known and was already famous in his own right. His name is Mark Tureen. And so we would go see Mark Tureen do his band, which is called Tureen. And we became friends with him through his sister. And he came and saw me rehearse when I was about 15 years old with my brother, because he gave my brother guitar lessons. And then he looked at me playing when I was 15 years old. I'll never forget this, which is really, we talk about it from time to time. And he looked at me and he goes, dude, he goes, when you're 18 years old, I'm going to come back and get you because you're going to be a great drummer. And I was like, oh my God, I was freaking out. And really, I know we had forgot about it, I'm sure. But the guys in King Cobra, which was, I don't know if you remember, that was Carmine Apice's band.
Yep.
That came out in the 80s. Yeah. So he was on the last leg of that band. And the members of that band were Mark Tureen on vocals, Lonnie Benson, the bass player, and Mick Sueda, who was the original guy from King Cobra. And they had left to start a new band, and they had a drummer. And then I went and saw them play one night, and apparently their drummer he had some real problems, and they were fighting with them, and they were going to beat him up. It was that bad. And then Lonnie, the bass player at the time, turned and looked at me and he goes, "Hey Jimmy, are you ready to join the band, bro? Or what's up?" And I remember I was like, "Oh my God, like, is this happening right now?" And then sure enough, I got a call like later that week or maybe the next week from Mark saying, "Hey dude, seriously, we do need a new drummer, and I think you're the guy." And I said, "Well, I don't really know." That was the truth, because I had my own band and I just don't want to leave my own band, because, we all, we believe in what we believe. But I went and rehearsed with them a couple times, and the manager, he looked at me and I swear, he still kind of managed me on some projects, but he saw a young kid and he figured out how to get me to join the band like that. He goes, "Jimmy, what would it take for you to join this band?" And he told me years later, he goes, "You could have named anything and I would have got it for you." I said, "Can I get free drums?" And he goes, "I'll get you free drums and free cymbals if you join the band." And then so years later, he goes, "Jimmy," he goes, "I thought you were going to ask me for like $20,000 and I was going to give it to you." And I went, "What?" Oh my God. So,
Always bid high.
yeah, but when you're 18, 19 years old,
Right.
getting free drums and cymbals, that is bidding high. That's
Yes.
I'll take it.
Amazing.
And when you recorded that first album, it was with Ted Templeman, right?
Correct. Yes, Teddy.
And for our listeners, he did Van Halen. He was the producer for Van Halen, correct? And he wanted, and that his next project was the BulletBoys. And what was it like working with him?
Well, okay, but to go further, he also did every great Doobie Brothers song you've ever heard, from Blackwater to China Grove to whatever you heard. That's Ted Templeman producing. And the first Montrose record with Rock Candy and Space Station, that's Ted Templeman. So the guy was, and he was with on a lighter side, like Nicolette Larson. He did Michael McDonald. I mean, the guy, he did like even obscure stuff, just like stuff from the 60s that you would not even think that he did, and he did. But anyway, so what happened was we did about 5 or 6 shows, and then there was a buzz around town about us, and then labels came out and saw us, and one of them was Warner Brothers, and it was a woman named Roberta Peterson who loved the band, but she kept saying, I'm probably not the best thing for you, but my brother, she said her brother, I didn't know who her brother was. She said, my brother is probably going to be more interested in you guys than I am, so I'm going to bring my brother down. Well, lo and behold, real quick, well, unfortunately, we just lost Roberta late last year, but she signed the Flaming Hot Lips, she signed Jane's Addiction, she signed like a ton of great like acts, but like on the deeper, darker side. And then her brother shows up, and it's Ted Templeman.
Wow.
So Ted comes in, and he's watching us play a rehearsal, about 8 songs. He tells us to come down from the drumizer, and he says, "Okay, here's why you guys should sign with Warner Brothers." And we were like, "Why? Just bring the contract out.
Right.
We'll sign him right now." So it was such a great experience for me. Like you said, I was 19 years old. I couldn't even play some of the gigs. I couldn't go into gigs that we were playing at because we were playing club venues, and they would say, you got to wait in your bus. And I'm like, I have more alcohol in my bus than you guys have in the venue, So it was such an amazing experience to get out there at an early age. And again, I learned so much, and it was just a great experience, man.
Well, dude, you rock. And how is life under lockdown now? Obviously, everybody's had their gigs canceled. Are you experiencing like the same sort of thing?
Well, I'll tell you what's crazy. So we reunited in December of last year. We had, I think, as of like January, we had 16 shows lined up, and we got a great manager, Larry Moran. who actually runs the Monster of Rock cruise. That him and that's his whole world over there. But he manages BulletBoys and another band as well. But we had a lot of stuff lined up, and like everybody else, like the Motley and the Def Leppard Poison thing, everything had to get shut down. And you know what? And don't get me wrong, I'm fully I really want to be out there, but I want to do it right. I don't want anybody getting sick. I don't care if it's one person. I want to get out there and I want to have a good time when it's right. So we're still looking at in about 2 or 3 months flying out for some smaller shows is what we've been told. So we'll see as things go on. But we are writing and recording as we speak. Because we all have studios. Right here behind this door is my studio, and it just right now is a time for us to kind of just regroup and make sure that we kind of have all our ducks in a row. So we're very excited, and it's good to hear people are so excited that we're together again. So that's always nice.
Oh, yeah.
That's great news, man. I do love hearing people being motivated and busy during the forced stay-at-home order where.
Yeah, Jimmy will go live on Facebook Live, and dude, it's so entertaining, man.
Man.
I love sitting there. You mentioned something the other day, and one of my favorite guitarists growing up was George Lynch. Jimmy plays with the Lynch Mob. I don't know if you still are doing that or not, but what is it like to play with George Lynch? And I loved how you said that he made up his own guitar chord that he taught you. That was my favorite part, dude.
Well, I can't take credit for that because George actually, one day we were sitting there, we were at having dinner, and he's such a he's just the way he thinks, it's a whole different process, as you could tell by his guitar playing. And he goes, I swear to God, I can't even make this up. He turns to me in a really soft voice and he goes, there is a chord that nobody knows, and I was so like, are you seriously? There is? And he goes, and he's straight faced, and he goes, seriously? He goes, one day I'll show it to you. And I'm like, okay. So, then it became this joke, but later on I was like, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. So now when it comes up, I'll say, George knows a chord that no one's ever heard before.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Is he a fun guy to play with? I mean, I've met him a few times briefly at a NAMM show, but he seemed like a nice enough dude.
I'll tell you what's amazing about the guy, because he is so well versed. He grew up on like Deep Purple and of course of Hendrix and like those guys. What's his name? Roy Gallagher. I mean, there's like a lot of obscure guitar players that people don't know about, and George knows about those guys. But he also knows the guys today. Like we talked about it on my Facebook page yesterday. He goes on into Instagram pages and will like seek out new young guitarists and see what they're doing. And one of the things that he loves is that new right hand picking thing where they pick, but they also do that thing with the pinky and the ring finger.
Yeah.
Hybrid. Thank you. So he will go looking through those guys and finds these guys, and he'll send me links at 2 a.m. And it's like, so it doesn't even look real. What some of these kids are doing. These guys are fucking 16 years old and they're playing like, what the hell? So he's so great at being able to still find out what else is out there. And that's one of the things about him that I love. But playing with him, he loves to break the rules. He likes to try new shit on the fly. Like he'll go to a different section in a breakdown and try something funky. Sometimes we'll go into the Ohio Players funk, and some days he'll go into a Black Sabbath full riff, and it's just whatever he feels. And that's one of the things I love about music for guys who still travel on stage. Like, I don't want to play the same part every night. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want to play within the same context and the same structure, but let's travel and have some fun. And he's notorious for saying, let's try something different tonight. At soundcheck, he'll go, you guys, let's go and try this tonight. And we're like, yeah, we'll try it. And fucking, it's like flying by the seat of your pants. And it's just great. Yeah,
right on.
I love to hear that.
Oh, man.
Well, thanks for. Go ahead, Jed.
I got a couple more questions. Number one, if there's any band you could play with right now that's an active band out there, you could be their drummer, who would you go play with?
Somebody that's active?
Yes.
Well, that's what's tough. I mean, the bands I want to play with that are active aren't around. I mean, I love to play for Van Halen. I love to play for Led Zeppelin. I love to play, but there was a minute there they were saying that Joey Kramer was not going to be Aerosmith. Now, he's one of my all-time favorite drummers, and I would never want to hurt his feelings, but if Aerosmith needed a drummer, I would love to get on that.
I think that would be a great fit, man. I could definitely see you in there. That's awesome.
Because what Joey Kramer is about is he loves funk, he loves big band, and he loves to play heavy grooves, and that's my DNA of drumming.
Oh,
is that
yeah,
funk,
the
big
minute
band.
the minute I got to start playing with you, I'm like, he is a heavy hitting drummer.
Leadfoot.
I love that. Now, one more question. Say something happened to you and the Bullet Boys had a show, and it was your decision to have one of your buddies fill in for you. You know, I went to your 50th birthday party in the Valley, and Fred Curry was there.
Oh.
Fred Curry was there, and Stephen Perkins was there. And do you have like would there be like a go-to drummer you'd say, hey, dude, I need your help. Come fill in for me.
Absolutely. It would probably be Fred Corey because he's most good. Don't get me wrong, I think Stephen Perkins is such a freak of nature. What he does is so amazing. That guy on drums and stuff. You listen to James Addiction songs today and you'll go, wow, the drummer is literally the lead instrument after the vocal. It's just so amazing. But I mean, honestly, anybody that I would love, and Brian Tishy is another guy that's a great drummer that I would have. Brian, you know, I've asked Chad Smith in the past. I said, dude, can you fill in on some stuff? He's like, I would love to. I just can't because his schedule wouldn't allow it. But overall, you know, I'm so blessed that I know a lot of great drummers, and I could probably ask any of my good friends, and they would probably show up and just kill it. You know, Kenny Aronoff, I'd ask Kenny probably.
Oh
too.
Yeah.
You know, he's a good friend, but yeah, you know, it's just good to have friends, right?
Absolutely, man.
Dude, it's been so fun to follow your career. Thank you for all that you've done, dude. You inspired me as a little kid to do what I do today. So.
And now look at him. Look at him now. Oh, Jed Motley. I do miss the drunk Jed who would buy boots and forget about it. But man. Jimmy, thank you for joining us today, and I can't wait to see you in person once or twice.
So let's do this again, you guys. Once we have Bullet Boys has a single out, I'd like to come out and like send links to you guys or anything else of video. You know, I would love to send to you guys as well. And just let's do this every so often, you know, because I know now that I'm finding that I'm not so afraid of the internet and actually doing something like this, you know, because my son would have to come in and set this up for me before. Then I'd have to just like, is this okay, Max? And he'd be like, yeah, you're okay. So now I know what I'm doing a little bit. I'm not sending porn to anybody, so that's a good thing. So accidentally, right?
Yeah.
So in about a month or so, maybe a little more, you know, I'll send you guys some stuff and let's do this again, you guys.
Absolutely, man. We'll do it right.
You got an open invitation to ever come jam with the kitty.
Oh, dude. Oh, no, seriously. Seriously, I'm all in on that one.
Thank you.
All right, I'll let you know.
Jed will hold your feet to the fire on that one.
My boots.
Your boots.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Jimmy.
Thanks, you guys, man.
All right,
Appreciate
man.
It.
Yep.
Okay, take care.
Peace.
Peace.